And we're live. This
Yes.
is welcome very much, everybody. This is the Check-in Show. Currently, Dawn is missing. We have, of course, there's Claudio right up there. There's Mike Gamash right there. I'm
Yeah.
Paul Ash. We're just some friends who are checking in with each other to see that everybody is okay. That's kind of the one thing. And check out, see how everybody's been through the week. We started this over the pandemic and the lockdown, and
And it continues.
it continues. We're having fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the pandemic has drawn out a little bit. Where some of us are getting out a little more than we were. Some
Yeah.
of us are not, and I think it's still important to be checking in with our friends.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, how's it
Hello.
going?
Hey.
Not bad. The shift in temperatures kind of got me down a little bit. So I think for me, like seasonal depression's hitting me now.
Yeah.
Because it's getting colder and the
Personally,
nights.
I just hate the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Well,
love
it's also it's also the waning days, the waning hours of daylight.
yeah.
My wife has seasonal affective disorder, and she uses one of those sunlight lamps, and it works very well for her. She does about 20 to 30 minutes in the morning, and it sort of seems to set her circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
It helps. When she doesn't do it, she feels off. So
I know.
you you might want to look into that, Claudio.
I know. Not. I will. No, but I've been a little bit off lately. But I'm still active. I'm still working. I'm still doing comedy. I'm still doing films. But I'm just off. Like on my days off, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write, and then I'm like,
It's
Let me
it's a
check.
light bulb. It's a what? About a $20 light bulb. If you don't
Yeah.
get the big fancy
Yeah.
attachment to it, it's
Yeah.
just a $20 light bulb, and
Yeah.
it does help.
Yeah, it does help.
okay,
Yeah,
I'll look
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get one that is like one that they say specifically this is a sunlight replacement bulb. Like this is a light that simulates
If you see one
sunlight.
that's supposed
Yeah.
to be $5, and
No,
it's
no, no.
sort of like, and
Sort of
it's
like
not.
no. Don't go to the dollar store for this.
The real one, you see a replica. See the fake replicas are $5, but the real one's $1,000. But you're getting those fake.
No, they're not that
20.
expensive.
They're about 20.
Claudio.
Okay.
The actual satellites, what they call them, they as seasonal affective disorder lights. You can get a portable one for close to $100, and you can actually get there are some lesser sized and lesser expensive, not as expensive models. I saw one at I think it was at Costco about a year ago. They should be out now because it's the season for it.
It's the season.
And it was about $60-$70.
I just use I'll just use these lights that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and then also use studio lights. They help me from time to time.
Yes, but you need a specific wavelength of that light.
Okay.
That's what helps you.
It helps with the production of, what is it, vitamin K? Is that the one?
Yeah, something
you
like
need
that.
vitamin D in your
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
and your body can help translate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
Your physiology lesson, courtesy of Check-in.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Check-in Show. We are
Yes,
here.
we're here. We're not
and-
medically trained, but we have opinions.
Yeah, and as crappy as it is, as hippie sounding as it is, this one has actually
Yes,
been vetted by science. This is not.
this is an accepted medical therapy.
Yep. People with PhDs go, yeah, no, this works.
This works. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
So, Claudia, what have you done in the past week?
No, I'm just working on just working, and then just going to open mics and working some more, and that's it.
I really sort of miss like open mics. Like I should be hitting them more, but I'm so nervous with the crowds.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
I was at the Nest last night, but
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
no.
I've been reluctant to venture out as well because of that.
Yeah.
Because of this new variant, because of people having a more relaxed approach
Well,
to dealing with this, the precautions and all that. I feel it very iffy about being in crowds.
as of October, we're going to be having our third shot.
Hmm.
So
No, that's only for the elderly people. That's
but
only for people in the higher, more vulnerable bracket,
which would
Claudio.
include people like Claudio.
Well,
yeah,
Claudio, yeah, for
yeah,
immunocompromised people with like health
exactly.
issues. Yeah, but
Yeah.
mostly for the elderly too.
Yeah,
So
but they're gonna start from the elderly. Like apparently they're gonna be starting from the elderly, and then
yeah.
everyone's gonna be like, get turtles now, and then after that, go
Mhm.
on to your lives. You know?
Did you, Claudio? Did you get the same vaccine both times? You got the
No,
same shot? You got
no.
a
The first
mix.
one, yeah, at first one I got Pfizer, and then the second one I got Moderna,
Oh,
and
you got
now,
Moderna. Okay,
yeah,
you
and
got
then
so you got both of the mRNA ones.
yeah, and then
Okay.
for the third one, I'm allowed to take as long as I'm sticking with one of them.
Yes. Don't go to
Uh,
AstraZeneca.
I
Do
heard,
not.
yeah, I know, I heard
Because there's
AstraZeneca.
been a lot of maybe it's anecdotal, but there's a lot of reports about people who've had either Pfizer or Moderna and AstraZeneca as a mix.
Yeah,
It's not as effective. It doesn't work as well.
Actually,
And yeah,
Mike, I want
yeah,
to counter that
yeah.
because there is an official study that was promoted by the World Health Organization that
Hmm.
Reuters sent out, which is
Yeah.
a respected news agency. People who get the mix of the mRNA, like Pfizer or Moderna,
Right.
and AstraZeneca, were producing 6 times the antibodies of either one individually.
Okay.
It is more effective
Really?
to
Because
have the
that's
combination.
because the
Now the thing
CDC
is,
was warning about mixing the mRNAs with
when was it?
anything else. The
Who was warning?
CDC. Yeah.
Okay, because that's weird because
Yeah. Well,
AstraZeneca is
nowadays,
being AstraZeneca is will soon be approved by the FDA in the States.
yeah, that's weird.
Uh,
That's very strange.
so I'm not sure. I hadn't seen the warning from the CDC.
It's
So
it's
many
a it's a
people putting out false info.
it's yeah, but it's also very much,
It's
this
a
is the
changing
first.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an evolving situation, and it's an evolving
Mm.
response to it, and
So
yeah.
that all said, I
Yes.
was I was happy to perform at the Comedy Nest last night. And Claudio,
Good.
you can talk about your experiences with the stages you've been hitting because you've been hitting more. Like the Comedy Nest, they're switching out the microphones. They're disinfecting the microphones between each performer.
Hmm.
They are, they're socially distanced. There's limits to the amount of people that can be in the green room. They set up a second larger green room for people. So
Out in the
you don't
hall, at the back.
out in the back hall, the loading
Yeah.
hall with the huge elevator
Hmm.
and all that stuff. So just to make it safer for the performers, most everybody is following the proper mask protocols. I'm saying most. Some
Hmm.
people need to be reminded on occasion, but they make it safe. And I
Good.
bring my own microphone, so I feel good. And
Yeah.
it's the audience is used to people switching the microphones, so that little extra beat, the music plays a
Hmm.
little longer.
Hmm.
It all kind of goes well. Claudio, you've been hitting stages. What's been your experience?
People have been respecting, the fact of, for masks and their social distance, and that's about it.
Well, it's also, I mean, they're doing the vaccine passport at the Comedy
Yeah,
Nest.
exactly. Yes, I was just gonna
Yeah.
mention
Okay.
that. No, they do the vaccine passports as well.
Okay.
So, it's safe.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
safe as
Yeah.
it could be.
I think that the practice of either switching out mics or performers bringing their own mics when they can, I think that's going to carry on for a little while.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. For example, Ben Cardilli, even before the pandemic, like at some places he would bring his own mic.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's a safe thing to do. Like I think most cases, like at the Communist, wherever, I'm gonna bring my own mic as well.
Hmm.
Just because I want to. And at Pub St. Paul, we have the same mic, so I'm gonna bring mine.
Hmm.
And then that's it. I mean, you're right. It's gonna be for a little while. I think it's gonna be more than that because I was actually having a discussion with a fellow comic. It goes, like all these things are occurring. Rules for social distancing, and besides the vaccine passport, they're also, he's also saying that this is going to be for the, for it's a new thing. It's a new thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, and is it a good thing? I believe so. I believe it's
I
good.
believe it is a good thing because
Yeah,
let's face it, they're saying that there's been variants and stuff, but they are saying that basically that we should start to really focus on preventing this as soon as we discover that it's out there, because more of this is on its way down the pike.
but you know what?
The planet is overpopulated. People are encroaching on natural habitats. They're crossing paths with pathogens in animals that they never did before. Sea levels are rising. Things are coming out of the permafrost even. So
yeah, I mean, like AIDS was probably the first big
yeah,
one
crossover.
to come out, because that was a disease in a I can't remember the type of monkey that it was.
Chimpanzees.
Chimpanzee.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was in bonobos.
Okay. Bonobos and chimpanzees are different animals.
Well, it was it was either chimps or bonobos, but they were. I know that they were eating them in Africa, and that's how it crossed over.
And then came then came Ebola, right? And these things are just getting more and more severe. It's thankfully those are harder to catch. This is the first one that's been airborne.
Yes,
and that's it. Let's kind of move on to a little bit positive. I do want to say some venues are actually being great because they're doing the extra investment. Like I mean, the Comedy Nest always had some extra microphones around, but the Wiggle Room. I bring my own mic. I have my own mic stand, which separates, so no one even touches my mic stand except for me. And they invested in like 4 wireless mics, which basically that's enough for the entire show. Considering I'm just the Wednesday night show, and most of the other shows, it's only the host that needs a microphone. No one else has a microphone. The fact that they went out and purchased 4 microphones, so the acts that need to be mic'd can be mic'd. It's just it's
a new way of doing. It's a new way of doing show business, really.
Yeah. And these venues, no venue wants to be a ground zero.
No.
So it's not. It's just a greater way of doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Claudio's checking his notes. And,
no. I'm just checking. All right. There we go.
So I haven't been performing or anything lately, but I've been busy like all hell. I've got 2/3 of my backyard fence down. I've got my deck completely dismantled. Yesterday I had somebody come in and set up to pour a cement pad for my garden shed, and also some landscaping stuff. Set up another pad for another purpose, and there's like the fence building is going to be commencing next week. I still have about 1/3 of the fence to pull down, which isn't going to be a problem. But I have this huge pile of discards of refuse from the fence, bits of fence boards and stuff like that in my front yard. I'm hoping the city will pick it up.
Not just the city. There are what are the rehome stores? There's stores that will buy refuse lumber and then they'll clean it off. Like I imagine it's like the bottoms might be rotted.
Oh, so no, this is a 35-year-old fence. This thing is like the wood is crap. This is garbage. This is not to be reused stuff.
All right. Yeah. Then if we put the word out there, you might find some artists that want to repurpose it or whatever. There's
I got lots.
always that. So just make a posting on like Facebook, marketplace saying scrap lumber to be used.
Yeah.
Claudio, what was the funnest shows that you did the past week? You're always so quiet, so I'm trying to just draw you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa's saying hi.
Hello, Lise.
Hi, Lise.
The funnest show I've done this week. There's a lot of them. I couldn't say which one didn't have fun. I had a blast everywhere I went. Actually, last night I went to go check out a show at Théâtre Sainte Catherine. Oh my God, I forgot the title. That's how bad. No, not bad, but that's how.
Is that Victoria's show?
No. No, she was on it, but it wasn't her show.
Okay.
But it was one at 8 and 10, and I was with Peter Bone, and we're like, the hell is this? But like we were there because we're like, I'm glad that I'm here to see
And not to be
this.
performing on.
Exactly. We're like,
Okay.
and Banker, and then because here's the thing, because we've been because in front of Theatre Catherine there's a strip joint, right? And
Yeah.
and this place is called Pussy Corp. So Peter and I were like, instead of watching this, we could be a Pussy Corpse. And then Vance Michelle was replacing Rodney Ramsey. And then Vance, every time he took the pause, he's like, "Oh man, I could be across the street right now." And then myself, Peter Bourne, and Vance, because there were like no people in the audience, we just kept yelling "Pussy Corpse" throughout his entire set, and it was fun. It was, and then Ben Cardilli's like, "You're like from the Muppets, those two old men."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Stadler and Waldorf.
Saturn Waldorf.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what Peter and I were. And then when Abby went on, because she was talking to like the crowd that was there, like 2-3 people, and then we just kept saying Abby, and then we just kept laughing.
Wow.
And,
Two or three people in Théâtre Sainte-Catherine. That's like, oh my God, that's cavernous. That's like
No, you not Theatre
Not
Saint Denis,
Oh, okay.
Saint Catherine.
yeah. For Saint Denis,
It's a black box. It does have 2 layers, but
Okay.
for a show like that, they probably weren't opening up the second layer.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, he's doing 2 shows on a Tuesday. It's
Yeah.
Top Shot of Tuesdays. That's what
Yeah.
it's called.
yeah, and then
Is this a new show?
It's Vandad K.
Okay.
That's his name on Facebook. He's produced. He was doing the Sunday show.
Yeah, he's still doing it October 17th. I did the first 3 so far. I'm not doing it ends very late. I can't.
And
Can't.
he's not drawing an audience, is what you're saying?
Yes and no, but it ends late. That's the thing, and I'm like, I'm tired.
Okay.
I can't do those things.
I just saw the Top Shot of Tuesday. Like, I mean, Rodney Ramsey was going to be on it, but also Hannah Lawrence and
Yeah.
Daniel Woodrow.
Yeah.
Was Daniel there? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's a great comedian from Toronto. If he
Yeah.
made the travel in,
Ooh.
I hope he wasn't getting a door cut. I hope he got paid. Like
Yeah.
that's.
I have no idea. It's just because maybe it's because I was turned off by the fact that there were no audience and I wasn't intrigued in it. But I'm like, this is it is what it is, and there you go.
Yeah.
And no, Daniel was also on Am I Right on Monday.
Okay.
He headlined there as well.
So he's in Montreal for a bit, and
Yeah, I
he's
think
getting shows.
I think he's going back either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think
Okay.
I think it's today. I might be wrong.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is the big thing is tomorrow is the final day to submit to the Halifax Comedy Festival. So, they are taking clips of 8 to 10 minutes long of corporate clean comedy. So,
Okay. Corporate clean. Okay.
yeah. So,
euphemisms.
Yeah, euphemisms. You can't go wrong with that.
innuendos?
Innuendo, euphemism. Yes.
I like
veiled,
how
veiled
your
references.
Voice, your voice just went like the hacky old joke about innuendos.
Uh-huh.
Just innuendos.
Innuendos with the music jazz hands too. You want
The
to
suppository. Yeah. It's yeah. So it's we are sold out. Did we lose Mike? Did Mike just freeze? I think Mike has just frozen.
Mike, you didn't pay your phone bills, so you're for actual.
I hope it's not a palsy. Please don't be a palsy. We're checking up. Lise, can you call your brother? Just make sure he's okay. Or maybe he got a call coming in that could have frozen. All right.
Yeah.
For a second there, Claudio, you weren't moving either, and I got worried, but then your eyes flickered. That's good. Vaudeville is sold out again tonight, and it was sold
Nice.
out last week. So very happy.
Sorry, guys. I had a phone call come in.
Oh, okay. Yes, I won the lottery. That was my guess. It was my third guess, but it was my guess.
I had a phone call come in for a delivery that I'm having on Saturday. So
okay,
Nice.
I see. My first guess was I think Mike is frozen. Gosh, I hope that's not a palsy. And third, he probably had a phone call come in. That was
yeah.
just to
was it.
catch up.
Yeah.
Claudio's now disappointed because no one's calling him.
I'll call you, Claudio. I'll call you.
Yeah, Claudio's getting out. He's getting out and seeing the world. Which
Yes.
is-
No, we've only been seeing a world one mic at a the world only one mic at a time.
one mic at a time. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those days, it's
Yeah.
the weather is kind of like hanging there and it's sleepy. And when I was delivering mail, when I was working as a letter carrier, these were the worst days because you just felt so like
The bag was extra heavy.
extra heavy. Yeah, extra heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be anywhere else but where you were.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My goodness. This is. I do need to stretch. This is such a weird kind of feeling. I know. Dawn said she should be in around 12:30,
Okay.
if she can make it. So that's
she can make it,
still
yeah.
that's still an if. What else? Oh, we had a Canadian election.
Yeah. We did because nothing much changed.
Well said.
much changed.
Exactly. Nothing
know what?
changed.
Yeah.
We lost 6 independents. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
happened.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa's saying we look so sleepy. I always have trouble going to sleep after I perform, but then
Same.
like last night I had stuff I wanted to kind of get done, and then I started to do it and I went, oh, no, I'm too tired. So I've got to get that done before the show tonight because audition submissions and stuff like that need to happen. Not just the Halifax Comedy Fest, but other stuff. I'm always submitting
hope
to
you
stuff.
find the energy to get it all done, man.
Yeah, look at these sad eyes. Look,
I know. I'm sending you vibes right now. So
really, because the way you wiggled your fingers was a lot like the Emperor. Just going, and that laugh just matches it.
Yes.
Let me feel your anger.
Yes. Come over to the dark side. Join us. Claudio's going, you fucking idiots.
Oh, Claudia's going, oh, you old guys remembering those old movies.
Those old primitive movies, those prehistoric movies.
Yeah. Those Quest for
Yeah,
Fire
I-
is kind of reference. Huh?
I realized this year that I saw Star Wars when it came out, and it was the same year that my eldest niece was born, and she is just about to turn 44.
Nice.
It's like,
years
holy
to the 50th
shit!
anniversary. Yeah.
Hey,
6 more years to the 50th anniversary.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Talking about Star Wars. Go ahead, Claudio.
Yes.
Sorry.
no. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. I was hoping you were going to mention what we talked about before the show started.
Which was?
Something to do with Star Wars. Just
Oh yeah, go ahead.
all right. Now it's just got to come off as a brag rather than
Yeah.
having one of you
Exactly.
guys mention it.
Oh yes, okay, I remember now. Yeah, no. Okay, now, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So here we go. So BattleCom happened on Monday. So this is season 2, episode 13.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
2 new performers on, and one is a fantastic stand-up comic from New York, James DeSalvo. He was completely like so tight with his jokes, well written. Also on the show, he had done it before. Scotty Mars, who is he's done stand-up comedy, but he is the music director of a new radio station in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's an incredibly funny guy. He has ScottyMarsMedia.com. He does interviews with all kinds of people, including he's done interviews with Kevin Smith, with a lot of people, like Nikki Sixx. He's interviewed him. A lot of old rock people as well. And why am I blanking on the last person on it? I want to mention the other new person, but I want to mention. Why am I blanking? Somebody's watching out there who saw the show. I am completely embarrassed right now. This should not be happening. My memory. We've talked about how bad my memory's been getting. Barry Carter. Montreal.
Barry Carter. Good
Barry
Lord.
Carter was on.
Yeah, he's
all
always
of them,
ball of energy.
all of them did well, but there was a force of nature of somebody who doesn't do stand up. A gentleman by the name of Zeus Fleming. You've probably have seen him come up on your Facebook feeds for like repurposing his TikToks. His TikTok doesn't do well, but his TikToks do well on Facebook because I guess they hit people of a certain age.
Right, probably.
This guy was a force of nature. He won every round of BattleCom.
Wow.
It wasn't always a sweep, but he really did it. One of our battle rounds though was what is the best role portrayed by Mark Hamill. And the battlers, some of them, they no one chose Luke Skywalker. They all went for different roles.
Yeah.
And it was amazing how well it went. And on top of that, in the middle, I just sort of tweeted out like, "Hey, we're just comedians are battling over what are the best roles of Mark Hamill," and I tagged Mark Hamill in it.
Right.
Mark Hamill responded. I'm trying to figure out if it was like low key threatening or not, because he responded with, "That's funny. I was just discussing who are the best comics." So, Claudio.
I don't think that was a threat. I think that was just his. He's got a very dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
Very dry.
His Twitter. He's been elected as the president of Twitter by some social organization.
Yeah.
He's got some great stuff. Do you guys remember when he used to use the Joker voice to read Trump's tweets?
Yes.
Yeah. That was hilarious. That was hilariously awesome.
My God.
Oh, and here's a scary thing. It worked so well.
Yeah.
Because imagine if Trump did not have his stupid voice, but he had the voice of the. I'm like, oh man, this is freaky, but at the same time, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was those were amazing, especially when he went. I can't do the Joker voice.
No, I can't do the Joker voice either.
I can't.
But yeah, he has a very, very refined sense of like the sublimely ridiculous. He finds the angle that is just so out there, so perfect, and then he brings it in and he makes it like he refines it, and then bang, he just launches it. It's very good. I think he's very underrated in terms of his comedic abilities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think he just loves to stick it to Trump.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna just do a little something here. Since this is not a monetized stream, if people want to donate to support the show and help keep it running, thank you. But let's just sort of bring this up right now, because Lee Skamash said, "I would love to hear that." These are Donald Trump's tweets as read by Mark Hamill, the voice of the Joker.
Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies.
All right. I was hoping that there'd be more than just
You
that one.
really should loosen up, dear. Have a laugh now and then. There's a teeny little bit of me in you, too. That's... Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies, and those who have fought me and lost so badly, they just don't know what to do. Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So wanted to make sure that was properly sourced.
Yeah.
So people saw that. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there, Lisa. I hope that
YouTube.
tickled your fancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a search, and there was a bunch of other.
Yeah.
They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Okay.
that was one of the problems with Trump's tenure, is he wrote all the best material himself.
Exactly.
No, it was also how ephemeral everything was. Everything
Yes,
that
yes.
first off, he wouldn't be able to say ephemeral. I'm barely able to say it. I will admit, but he wouldn't be able to say the word ephemeral, let alone be able to define it. And
Yes. Or use it in a sentence.
yeah, it's just everything that he did. You think it was the most horrible thing, and then the next day, he's done
Yes.
something else.
Exactly. Just when you thought, well, that's about as low as he possibly can get. Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah. I do not miss him in the news.
No, I do not. No, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that his Facebook and Twitter feeds have been cut off. I think Twitter has actually done it permanently, haven't they? I think they went the extra step, and they said, no, we're not letting this guy back on. He's just he's just a negative maelstrom of
He's a danger.
bullshit. He's a danger. He is danger to the nation.
A danger to the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, very well. Yeah.
Yeah. The sad thing is, though, these people will be searching out some other.
Of course.
What was the other one that begins with S? There was a new like tweeting kind of thing that came out that Trump adopted and the Trumpites started doing.
Oh God, yeah.
See, that's and
Yeah.
that in itself is a danger.
Yeah.
Because if they're just an echo chamber to
course.
each other, that's how this started.
Yeah.
Is the fact with the algorithms just feeding back people who are like-minded to you, it
Yeah.
just kind of builds, and then anything that's contrary is automatically an idiot. So there's people who follow Trump that think we're idiots for thinking that he lies too much.
Well, that's why so many of his Twitter followers were bots, because the bots, just retweeted
Re-echoed.
stuff.
Yeah, but the
Plus,
thing is, there
there were
real
also
people.
there were also real people who would set up fake accounts just to monitor what he was talking about. Because if they did it under their real names, they would get shit from their friends and family saying, "Why the fuck are you following Trump on Twitter?" And also, I'm sure that mainstream comics who wanted to be on top of this, they wouldn't. You wouldn't have. There was a few exceptions, like Patton Oswalt interacted with him and took him on in many instances. But by and large, most guys, I'm not going to stick my nose out here, and maybe irritate somebody who might book me by using my real name in this. So I create a fucking fake profile, set it up, and just use it for that. That's the sort of like beauty / danger of social media. You can be a complete fabrication and still navigate the system and affect the algorithm.
Yeah.
There is a couple things I want to mention, because I don't want to give him more.
No. Oh, God, jeez.
But
I really do not miss his bloody voice. Ugh.
I get that. Dawn Zanklin has just messaged saying that she's not available to come in.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Miss you, Don.
Yes, miss you, Dawn. Let's also talk about description. Oh, by the way, it's another happy birthday to Dawn.
Yes.
That was yesterday. It was
Mhm.
Monday.
Monday.
Monday was her official birthday. She had a birthday weekend. She actually read one of the categories on Battlecom this week as well. What was I going to say? Oh, Patton Oswalt you just mentioned. A new trailer has just dropped, or I think it's what they call a first look teaser has dropped for something out called The Sandman. Which is based off of the Neil Gaiman comic book, it's a DC character on the Vertigo series, so it's more adult in nature. It has a bit of a more horror bent to it. Patton Oswalt will be playing a character on that. He is Matthew the Raven, which, if you're familiar with comic book, is a servant of the Sandman himself. Very much a 1930s film noir type detective, but he was not a good person in life, and then when he died, he got stuck into dreams, and the Sandman decided to use him as a messenger.
Okay, cool.
But the storyline is great. It's I had recently, I didn't realize that they were making it into a TV series, and I recently, because you get those free credits on Audacity, not Audacity. What's the audiobook one that's with Prime?
Don't know.
You get like a free credit each month. Let me see. Audible, that's it.
Oh, I don't know.
So if you got Prime, you can get these free audiobooks. And just out of a whim, I go, that's a good story. I like Neil Gaiman and whatnot. I used the credit on that, and then I realized it was done as a radio play. So there's radio plays that you can get on Audible as well, and they're not sponsoring me. No one sponsors this show, so that is it's great to hear this. I'm going to be searching out, because you get one free credit a month, so I'm going to search out for other radio plays to listen to it that way, because it was so well acted, and it just reminded me of so much of the story that I haven't read for years, that I'm looking forward to other radio plays that I can hear through that. And now the idea of the Sandman, the series, to have the visuals matching, when you translate something from a radio play to a live action.
Right.
Just kind of saying.
Yeah.
Hi. How's it going? Any other new media that you guys are excited for, or entertainment stuff that's lighter, so we're checking in and trying to raise each other's spirits instead of complaining about all the horrible stuff?
I think it's all this weather. The weather is just horrible.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Don't yawn, Claudio. No, you'll start us going here.
I've been doing it.
He's been doing it for a while.
Yawns are contagious.
Yeah, I know. I know. All yawns are contagious. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is oh no, could you imagine? No, never mind. I was just going to make a joke about
a yawn epidemic, a pandemic.
Yeah,
Yawns.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wasn't there a Twilight Zone episode about that?
Yes, I think there was. It was kind of a sleeping.
People got too busy to yawning that they couldn't get anything done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Claudio, you were about to mention something that you're looking forward to.
I am.
Yeah.
You were?
You started to. You started saying, I was gonna, and then
Bam.
Oh, I don't remember.
What's happening on Friday, Claudio?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing exciting is happening on Friday. Yeah, but I'm not sure if we're getting it here in Canada, because I've been checking all the times, and I know it's coming out in Canada. I just don't know when, but I know in the States it's coming out October 1st. I was about to say September 1st. I'm like, whoa, no, wrong month. But I think October 1st. But I just got to double check.
Which is Friday, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if Canada's gonna get it October 1st. But Venom is coming out October 1st. That's for sure. So.
I said things that we'd look forward to.
Why, you're not looking forward to Venom?
Well, yeah. Okay.
I like Woody Harrelson, but
he's okay. I don't know. It's going to be an hour and a half, and I'm really scared for this, because I know they're going to rush it. So I'm like, because you
think they're going to botch it.
Yeah, so I think it's only gonna be an hour 23 minutes, and then there's gonna be 10 minutes of music credits, and then there's gonna be like 2-3 after credits, like Marvel usually does. So we'll see how that happens. But I don't know. But the only thing I'm looking forward to is Many Saints in Newark. But I'm like, if it comes out on Friday, cool. If not, I'm like, oh well. How about you,
Yeah.
Mike?
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be in theaters here as of Friday, October 1st.
Oh, Many Saints.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
So it's yeah.
And then also Dune and No Time to Die is coming out in October as well.
Oh, okay. Is Dune coming out this Friday as well?
No, midweek October. But I know, No Time to Die is coming out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. I can't wait for that.
Okay. Well, I'm not anticipating anything on the entertainment side, but this coming Sunday will be the 40th anniversary of my first date with my wife.
Nice.
Yes, 40 years, and the
How do you
still
remember
going. The spark that started that on a blind date, on a semi-blind date. She knew she was meeting me. I did not know I was going to be meeting her, so it was semi-blind, and as they say, the rest is history.
So you believe in arranged marriages?
Well, if it was arranged, it was from this friend of mine's girlfriend as the matchmaker type thing. So
yeah,
those are always fun.
Yeah.
Well, it has worked out for Mike, and the
it's
thing
worked
is,
out for me. Yeah.
With arranged marriages, there is, you do get that first meeting, and you can sort of do the no.
Yes or no. Yeah.
For most
Yay or nay. Yeah.
Most cultures will accept the no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the irony in all of this is that the friend and his then girlfriend, they also got married, but they didn't work out. So,
Well, those who can't teach.
Very well said. Those who can teach do.
Well, in the hot rod, back in my hot rodding days, the saying was, if it doesn't go, chrome it. So, yeah, if you can't, or it comes back down. If you can't befuddle them with, if you can't baffle them with brilliance, befuddle them with bullshit. Which sort of like it encapsulates my comedy career.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. You know what? This so yeah, I want to submit to the Halifax Comedy Festival. Deadline is tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. The very first Halifax Comedy Festival, I volunteered. I helped, and I ended up doing a lot for the festival. I took my vacation time to correspond with it, and I slept in the office several nights, just wanting to have it happen there, and that's where I met the Bruce Hills and Brent Chies, and they invited me to start coming up for Just for Laughs, and that's why I'm in Montreal. So that's a little piece of history. I just I don't know. I'm gonna just mumble a little bit just to see how long that can kind of go on. Mike is actually checking his earbuds because he's afraid that he might be losing his hearing, but that's all good. Just
did you hear that, Mike?
Am I the only one who's getting sort of a feedback thing?
Yeah, I'm not getting feedback at all. I was mumbling into the microphone.
It sounds like you're talking through an electronic talk box.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little stuffed up right now. And
now you've both cleared up here.
Okay,
you were both sounding that way. So,
well, Claudio, I don't think was saying anything. I was just kind of mumbling about.
No, he did. He said a few things, and it was going. Blah, 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 blah.
No.
Okay.
Are you screwing with me? Yes, you're screwing with me. Aren't you?
We were.
Maybe.
I know. I'm the techie imbecile.
All right. Oh, a little thing on that. I don't agree with that at all, Mike. Even though you worked for the company that was replaced by email, there is sorry, whose line is that? That's Ben Cardilli's. No, is it not Nazir Khan? Who does the joke about Pizza Hut?
Good
I do
question.
not recall.
No.
Sean Stenhouse.
Okay, so
No. All right. Sorry. There's a funny comedian. I just sort of stepped on one of his lines. There is one piece a little bit of geek news that makes me nervous.
okay.
Amazon Prime is really hyping up this new series coming out called The Wheel of Time, which is based on a series of books by Robert Jordan, who died towards the end of putting out the books, but he chose a successor to finish off the books. So he co-wrote a couple books with a gentleman by the name of Brandon Sanderson, who's also a fairly famous fantasy science fiction author. But the thing is, it's 14 books long, right?
And is the series going to be a TV series?
It's going to be a TV series. And the first season has been shot. They have started filming the second season. It's coming out on Amazon Prime. They've put the trailers out, teaser trailers and some trailers out for it already. I think it's starting in November. I'd have to double check that. It's a brilliant book series. I love it. I got nervous when I saw the teaser trailer, though, because it seems very claustrophobic, where the books make the world seem very open. But I've heard that the showrunners and the people who are adapting it for a live action script did a great job. Like the first season covers most of the first book, parts of the second and parts of the third book. So they're kind of incorporating. They're looking at the whole story rather than just everything.
Right.
And allegedly they're looking at an 8-season run.
So 13 books into 8 seasons.
Yeah, 14 books.
14 books. Okay, sorry.
Into 8 seasons. And that's if they include anything from the prequel book that came out. Which I kind of like that. I realize that they have to reinterpret it. I mean, anything that's written for the page is not necessarily easily to translate to live action, especially when it's, players of characters thinking about their own thoughts. So that is I'm trepidatious, but I know that Amazon Prime threw a lot of money into this. And I liked how they're talking about blending the books a bit together in a way to fulfill the story and tell the story better. But they started filming the second season and they fired one of the main actors. And they recast him.
Oh, problematic.
And that makes me go, oh shit, this is not. All right. It makes me nervous. I really hope it's not like the
that's a portent of not good things to come.
Yeah, and it's the new actor they have bringing in is Donald Finn, who's a great actor, and very charismatic, and the character requires somebody to be charismatic. I really hope it wasn't just the actor, because thinking, okay, that we're doing a second season already, I can ask for more money. I hope that's not the situation that happened. But I actually would probably prefer that to finding out that he was just absolute shit in the role. So no one is excited about Wheel of Time except for me. If I can make other people excited, the Wheel of Time books are amazing. So
yeah, I have to get into it. I have to get into it. I've been recently getting into Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
Okay.
So I just finished reading Checkmate. Then that's it. No, because I read all the other ones that were based on the video games, and then
Right.
Checkmate is in between one of the 2 and 3 during the video game. It was something. It's entertaining. That's all I could say.
That's what we want from our entertainment, right? To be
Usually you want to have something that transports you elsewhere.
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point of films and TV show. Well, entertainment, right, is to, and for example, like going to a comedy show, right? Like I've heard someone saying like they're going to a comedy show not to hear about COVID jokes, but to hear everything but
COVID jokes. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm like, listen, at first I had that mentality, but I'm like, if you could pull it off, yes, but we understand that, well, comics and everyone must understand that, we don't know how long COVID's going to be, but how relevant are those jokes going to be?
I have done some COVID jokes or jokes at the expense of anti-maskers and anti-vaccine people, but they get clapped or they don't get laughs.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
Yeah.
which is the thing. So I think I handle it right, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are reluctant to laugh at a COVID joke because it seems like disrespectful. It
Yeah.
seems like, oh, it's a tragedy, people are dying, and we're going to make fun of it.
Yeah.
know.
Paul, remember when Dirty Four was at Ayers Pub and and that comic who
yeah,
didn't believe in all this, and Paul was listening, but I was with Peter Bowen and Kyle. They were both dying of laughter. I'm like, why are you dying of laughter? And then
really,
Peter,
because I did not hear anyone laugh while he was
No,
up there.
no, no.
I had a friend in the audience who wanted to throw something at him.
No, not die of laughter as in like dying of laughter. I'm like, this guy has courage, and but he's saying is hilariously dumb. That kind, like
Okay.
Peter was laughing.
There's hilariously dumb, and then there's dangerously stupid.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And
Yes.
here's the other part to like running a comedy show.
Yeah.
I don't mean to preach, Claudio, or treat like you don't know this, because I do know you know this. But if you're running a comedy show, you want to have comedians that will
Yeah,
make the
exactly.
audience laugh,
Yeah.
not the other comedians laugh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
I-
that's for sure.
That's the people who's going to be coming back. That's the people who are buying drinks.
Yeah.
That's the people who are going to be a benefit to your show is
Yeah.
audience members. If you book like the same people all the time, who leave people scratching, if they're just playing to the back of the room,
Yeah, exactly.
it's a great way to kill a show.
Yes.
You know what? I was in shock because a lot of comedians are like, oh, this guy's good. I'm like, all right. And then I book him and we're like,
He's okay. Prior to this, that comedian, I'm not saying his name, was booed off the vaudeville stage.
really?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you record
and
that?
that is one of the easiest stages in Montreal for anyone who is
Yeah, that's
who
well,
is acts as
Yeah.
a professional comedian.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, him and that other comedian that you had.
Mhm.
Remember that
Which,
other comedian that you had? That he walked off. It was the first half, not a single laughter was taken. And I was there with AC Valiente, and we're both in shock. And the only reason why we're laughing is because no one's laughing at him. He was so bad that he was actually bad. It was so bad that AC and I were laughing.
Put in the private chat the name or a description of the person.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I will. Yeah, no, Paul, keep saying what you were saying, so I'm gonna.
It's good time.
The thing is, it's something like when you're producing a show, you need to
look in the private chat.
you need to kind of understand. Oh, that was
That was hilarious.
that was a mistaken booking on my part, mainly because they sent me a demo tape in French, and since my French isn't so great, I gave it to others to listen to, and they thought, that's comedy.
No,
and,
no,
and then he performed in English.
No.
I performed with him in French, and the exact same way you've seen him in English is the exact same way he is in French. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, but that night I'm like, and then I was looking at Kyle, and Kyle brought his girlfriend, and his girlfriend brought his friend, and Kyle's girlfriend, she came up to me, she goes, "What the fuck?" Like I'm like, I know, and then we're like, and then Victoria was stressing. She was like, "Oh my god, oh my!" I'm like, and Peter's like, "Oh man, this is like a train wreck." And then after that, we had to get him off, and then we had another.
But the rest of the show was
not bad.
not bad. Just not bad.
He killed the mood. Let's
Oh,
just say
wow.
that. Yeah,
Killed
yeah.
the
For
room.
me,
Yeah.
The show came back. The show came back.
yeah, the show came out. Oh yeah, you're right. But then after that, he kept messaging me. He goes, "Oh, when can I be on your offbeat?" I'm like,
Try the fifth of never.
yeah. And then this is the same guy. I mean, look, I shouldn't be ranting right now, but I'm like, this is the guy who books one of his shows, and I'm like, Right. Yeah.
Yeah, another great way to
It may not come back.
kill audiences appetite for your shows is to have a bunch of comics who just do in jokes. That the comics in the back are laughing their heads off, but nobody in the audience is getting the joke, because it's an in joke.
Also, also like one time, there's also moments where you gotta be like, all right, well, none of the audience are not getting it, and even if the producers are stressed because you're saying stuff like that,
yeah,
I mean, there's a problem there,
I mean, okay, to look at Waterville, right? It's been running for 8 years, and those are 2 times where comedians absolutely failed. There's been other times that even great comics can have bad nights as well.
Of course.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've seen like established comics who are good, who just one misstep with a word, just not do well. Like a comedian who should be able to do well, like mentioned Caitlyn Jenner. In a positive way, but when they mentioned Caitlyn Jenner, because they were male, people immediately got tense in the audience, and they spent the rest of their set. They did dig out, but they spent the rest of their set digging out from that vibe.
Or there's also audience are gonna be like, hey, you know what, you're entertaining, but we're not connecting with your jokes. We're still doing a good job in a way. There's also that kind of
the late Andrew Albert.
Yes.
Great comic, but the majority of his material isn't good for the crowd that comes to the Wiggle Room.
Yeah.
So like he up there would start joking about how the fact that he's being looked at by the audience members, right? And that kind of room is work for him. So it needs a highly skilled, highly effective comic.
Yeah.
With the right type of material. So
right.
I get people who are upset with me when I say I don't think you're right now for the room. Most people are great at understanding, but there's some people who just don't have that self-awareness, and they get angry with me.
That's something.
You don't fit the show,
I'm doing this because
if the producer is on top of his game to the point where he knows you and he knows his audience and he knows the two won't gel, why would the comedian then say, "Oh well, you don't like me"? Or
exactly.
It's plus, like no, I don't want to bring you on, have you bomb, and then say your room sucks, or worse, damage your show going.
Because people are paying money to come see you. It's not like an open mic where you just but people are coming money to come see your material. You're polished, you're clean, you're absolute best. And if people, let's say for example, they're paying like $15 to come see you, right? Yeah. All right, look, as I mentioned, you could pay $15 to see the show, but if the jokes do not hit with the audience members, but they see that you're trying, you're on there, you have energy, and you're doing it, But if you're just gonna go up there and just do, hey, so I was with my girlfriend and she didn't want to suck my dick, I'm like, what the fuck is that? What?
Yeah,
like,
there's times to I don't know if you were there, Claudio, that night at the Yuck Yucks when this guy came on and he had an overcoat, a trench coat. Were you there that night?
Yes.
And he started whipping himself. Oh my God! Everybody in the audience was like, "What the fuck?"
I think one of us had to follow that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
And it was like train wreck. And here I am in the wreckage, like fuck.
Oh my God, his name was
and it was like and he left the stage, and there was like I don't recall ever being to an open mic where you didn't at least get some sort of like, oh, good try, respectful. This was the place, complete and utter silence. And a guy who was hosting came on. I don't remember who was hosting that night. Came on and was like, there's nothing to say. holy shit, like, it was unbelievable.
There is not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's just again, like look. For me now, I'm starting to see what Paul's saying and what Sid's saying, and everyone. I'm like, like again, people are paying money to come see
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To go see a brand that you've created. And if you're gonna choose a comedian who's gonna go on stage and say, "Wow, my dick is this," I'm like, no, come on. I'm sorry about even as an audience member, I'm not gonna pay $15-$20 to come hear some comedian's dick jokes. Like, come on, that's just me being
if the
picky.
audience is going out for that, if it is a nasty show,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
right?
yes.
There are markets for that. The vaudeville
Yes.
show is it is marketed differently. It is curated a different audience.
That's
I'm okay with. I personally don't think any subject should be free of being joked about.
Yes.
I just think that there's a lot of times that people will take those subjects who are not skilled enough with.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
distasteful can be funny, but distasteful can also be just plain distasteful.
Oh yeah, that's it. And and again, it's like what you market yourself. Like let's
Yeah.
say for example, Mike, you're booked at Paul Asher's show, but you're doing a nasty show. I know, no, your jokes are nasty.
Yeah.
Now,
It's also the fact that some people do nasty, do distasteful and nasty and risque comedy very well, but some don't do it well at all, and they think they can do it. They think they can pull it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always talking about. Sorry, before we go,
No, go ahead.
I just want to say, like that's why for me it's very important to read a room. Like, for like the nest is like one thing, but if I'm going to go on a well-paid show, that's why I always ask these questions. Like, hey, so what is it? Like, what are the audience like? What is their ethnicity? Like usually come to the show. Like, what are the ethnicities? Are they couples? How long have they been? And then, I get to the show and then I'm seeing, all right, so for example, we have like a table of Italians. Perfect. I'll do the couples. All right. So I'm going to talk about, me messing up my relationships. It's going to be funny, all right. So, and then just talk about, all right, are they here with, are they married? Are they single? All right. So then, maybe they have a family and stuff like that. That's what I like to know when I go to a show, so I can engage and I could read the audience. But if you're just gonna go there, like I had a debate with this comedian 2 weeks ago, and he was saying that comedy is comedy wherever you go. I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, comedy is comedy, at places like, for example, Vol de Nuit. Ben was like, I went to go see Vol de Nuit, and the audience is totally different from any other regular comedy show. So and then and then Ben was the same thing with what Paul was going through. It's like people are like, hey Ben, book me for your Vol de Nuit, and Ben's like, no, I have to be very specific who I have on the show. Because the booker, well, the producers of the place of Volden, they want very specific taste.
Yeah.
They have a very, so I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be mad going to Paul or going to Ben, be like, hey, what the fuck, why aren't you booking me? I'm not gonna do that. I understand. So people could complain all they want. So and then I tell them, listen, if you're having trouble getting spots, start your own room. And that's how you could get better.
Also, if you're having trouble getting spots, maybe revisit what your act is all about.
Exactly. I know. For me, that's what it is. Like, like I have 2 rooms, and one's an open mic and one's a monthly thing. I'm like, you know what? And for me, that's how I practice. That's how I find I'm
By
getting
the way,
better.
Claudio, when am I on the monthly show?
We have honestly, because it's a monthly, we like to have recurring people, but we're thinking of
I
doing
haven't been on it yet.
I know you will.
It's not
you
like
will.
I'd be recurring.
No. But what I'm saying, no, you'll be on. We just have a long list of people.
I do want to point out, like, as much as I'm saying about that, about making material selection, I've done the Dark and Dirty Comedy Festival. I have run in the past. Blue Mondays was a nasty show style comedy show. And that was the type of acts that I would book. I mean, we had Derek Seguin feature for that. We had Mike Ward feature on that show, right? specifically went out of my way to find the comedians who were not only dirty or whatever, but also thought provoking.
Right.
And there's I was interviewing Clifford Myers yesterday on They Talk Funny, and we talked about the edgelord style
Right.
comics, those people that just go up there to say something offensive because they think it's clever.
Yeah.
And how that's not.
No.
Sorry, Joey. I probably look. I went and I dropped a name. There's. Don't worry. See right down there. All right. None of you saw it. Both of you looked. This is good. We've been on
Yes,
for
we've been on
over an hour. Any quick final thoughts?
No. Well, I mean, just keep doing you. And,
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, just yeah.
Claudio.
Yes, you're advocating masturbation there.
I know. That's Claudio just did the quote, and Claudio and I have discussed this before.
Yeah.
That is that's the Canadian way of saying "go fuck yourself." Keep doing you.
Keep doing you. Like,
Keep
AKA,
doing
go
yourself
fuck
there.
yourself.
Yeah, keep
Oh my
doing
God.
yourself.
I once ended that when I was hosting Pub St. Paul. I actually said, "Hey, you know what, folks? Have a good
Just-
night and."
Just
Keep
keep
doing
doing
you.
you.
But then someone came out, like I know, obviously I was saying it as a joke, but someone was from Alberta. They came to see the open mic.
Oh,
And they're like, oh, funny show. He goes, I like the way you said keep doing you, but then it didn't kick. As I was heading home, I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. but then no, but they liked the show, so they came back and then they enjoy it.
well then, all's good.
See, Mike, then that means go fuck yourself.
It was a couple weeks ago, but I had an embarrassing week, and I hosted. It was the first week of September. I hosted the Comedy Nest,
With
and
your
I'll be
zipper
hosting
down?
next week at the Comedy Nest
Nice.
for the Newbie Tuesday. And then I was hosting at the Vaudeville show the next night.
And your
And I'm
zipper's
asking
down, too.
both shows. I'm asking who's from out of town, and
Same
we
people
get
showed
these arms up, and the person there is, where are you from? Texas. Oh, so I do some Texas jokes. What's your name? And they say the name, and I go, I've met two people from Texas in this week, and both of them have the same name, Brett. And somebody from the table spoke up because it's the same guy. He actually was at both shows.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You have any out of towners? No. Oh, fuck. Let's talk about them for 120 minutes. No.
No, it's you know what? I think I might just on Instagram just start putting up like hosting tips. Just
Yeah.
do a little series of
Hosting
Yeah, yeah.
101.
Yeah, exactly. But like I'm getting like I love hosting. I'm still learning,
Yeah.
but hosting is a whole different ball game, and I love it.
It's a different animal.
I love it. It's so I'm like because on Friday I was doing offbeat and I started off really well, but then one of my jokes in him like, folks, thank God I'm a host, so you don't have to focus that. I just have to make sure you guys have the energy, but all the comics in the back, they're gonna have to do twice the work that I have to do. I'm like, perfect.
The thing is, it's the job of the host to turn an audience into an individual.
Exactly.
Right. So they all think and kind of act alike, and you want to round up the outliers. You want to bring everybody on board so they feel included in the show.
Right.
Exactly.
There's a specific set of skills to going into doing that, and a lot of that is also being crowd work and being likable. There's very few people. There are some who can be unlikable and still be a good host.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that is very true.
Very few, because there's some people that have a great unlikable persona and that are great at comedy, but when it comes to hosting, they sort of change the nature of the audience. So,
Absolutely.
All right, did I say we were closing the show
Yes,
down?
we are
Yes,
closing the
yes,
show
yes,
down.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
Everybody be well. Come on, guys. Let's just
all right.
wrap this up and tell
Oh
everybody.
wait, what is it?
it's
What is
just-
it? You do you.
You do you.
Oh,
No.
where was it? Just a second. I almost forgot to do this. There's Mike Gamash on Facebook.
Yeah.
We have Claudio Capri
Claudio on Instagram.
comedy on Instagram.
And also,
Mine is
have it-
running along the bottom there, so
Yeah.
it's Linktree
Have it.
Paul Ash.
Yeah.
You can watch the episode where we mentioned Mark Hamill a lot, and because a lot of people have been now going to that
Yes.
video to watch it.
Yes,
so it's,
yes.
That's good.
and we're getting more reviews and subscribers. So
You
Yeah.
should also get
Thank
a
you.
TikTok account.
No,
I have one. Unfortunately, I have. Do I hate myself?
no, I don't. I'm not getting TikTok because I also didn't get Vibe. So
No, I got it.
find
Just,
find little
post.
blurbs of little 15 seconds of comedy. It's like,
Yeah, it's so whatever.
Yep.
I'm hating myself. Everyone's like, "Oh, you have a TikTok? Fuck yeah, I do." Yeah.
Yeah. You need to. I just sorry. There's security breach issues with
Yes.
TikTok,
yes,
which would mean that I'd have to leave my phone in a steel box if I went into certain family members' houses.
Yes.
So I'm not getting TikTok.
No.
Okay.
And Claudio, if you've got TikTok, before you meet some of my family, we're gonna have to throw your phone in the river.
Yes. After having
right.
put it under the train.
Yeah.
Train and put it on a bridge with the.
Yeah, set it on fire.
What are we doing? All right. Goodbye,
All right,
everybody.
bye, everybody. See you next
Bye,
time.
everyone.
Bye.
Next week.
Bye.
Next